We take good people or good maintenance techs and we immediately promote them to the director. You're going to be the director. And of course they want to be the director, right? Their egos tell them that they can do it. They want to, but we're setting them up for failure. We have not prepared them for customer service. We have not prepared them to be able to handle the regulatory compliance and all the paperwork and all the things, right? They're great maintenance techs. They can go out and fix anything you put in front of them, but you can't be both. You can't be the leader and the wrench turner. I didn't want to beat myself up anymore. And I was on a rooftop at 2:00 in the morning in the middle of January working on a rack system. And I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. And so put the tools away and went into facilities maintenance and facilities management. I was blessed. The opportunity arose for a role that wasn't even created as an assistant facility manager at Cornell in the student and academic housing world. And I answered what was actually a posted ad internal. And I talked to a friend that was the director, and he gave me the shot, right? He gave me the nod. I've got the leadership background and the skill set, I guess. And he saw something in me and gave I like to tell people, he gave a pair of dirty boots an opportunity. Don't limit yourself, right? I thought that, I was a fitter. I was a plumber and I was going to set toilets and fixtures for the rest of my life. And I tell people nowadays, don't tell anybody that I'm a plumber, because I really don't want to set toilets anymore. I will, but I don't want to. And so that limited thinking kind of kept me down a little bit. And then when I got to Cornell, I worked alongside some amazing folks with the visionary people that started out the same way I did. And so, just create those relationships, learn everything possible from everybody. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. So
in multifamily, in our circle, in our world, they're saying, it was by accident. I fell by accident. I just ended up here and I made the best of it. How do we shift the narrative from like, I fell into it to this was a career? Like I was aware that this could be a career for me. How do we make an intentional career? We as, facilities industry.
Yeah, I think, it's funny. I think we need to do it the same way the military did it with us when we were coming up, right? They were in our face all the time. Hey, this is an opportunity for you. I think we have to stop, and this is something I focus on regularly, is we've got to stop looking or portraying the trades as kind of the second best, right? Forever, you had to go do that college thing. You had to go do that military thing. Well, it's not for everybody. And we really have to drive that. There's a great HVAC tech in the community that I live in who regularly rents out our community clubhouse and has days where, he'll invite the kids from the community in and talk about the trades. And I think while that's great, I think there's also this stigma where I reached out and offered, hey man, I'd really like to jump on this thing with you. Let me come with you and support you and support this, right? And I didn't hear anything from him. So I think we also as trades folks have to get away from protecting our thing, right? I don't want to bring somebody in. They might take money away. They might take business away from us. Well, listen, we've got to do a better job as a group highlighting that thing. With AI, I think it's going to be super helpful for what we do, having that ability, right? Obviously, healthcare is using it. Doctors are using AI in different settings. I think we can embrace it. I don't think we need to be afraid of it. And the reason I say that is because just like the healthcare industry, somebody's going to have to turn the wrench. The AI person can't turn the wrench, but they can get us a lot closer. They can free us up with the amount of time it takes to diagnose or, guide us in a direction that we might be missing. I think that's huge. That piece of technology is huge. When you're talking technology, talking tech, any of your smart buildings, the folks that are coming up now the folks that are coming into my industry in senior living, they understand smart buildings, smart processes. They're going to be looking for it. And if you're not building smart at this point, we're really missing the boat. I hope every day that I can make somebody's day a little better. I leave the house thinking, how am I going to make somebody's day a little better today? I know that I can't do that without a fantastic team. So I truly support the team aspect. And I hope that when they talk about me, they talk about, that cat really, he understood where we were coming from and cared about. If there's nothing else, then I hope that's what they think about me.